Hey everybody, this is Amish Paradise 88, and I wanted to throw up a quick review of two demos that I played this week. The first one that you see is a game called Blue Estate. Now, when I first seen the trailer, I was absolutely shocked by it. It is a first-person shooter, and if you see the cursor moving around the screen, at the speed it's moving, I thought it was a PC game. And it wasn't until later that I realized that it is actually a game that uses the motion sensing of the DualShock 4. And at first I was absolutely amazed. I was like, oh, that is absolutely sweet. Just kind of swing the controller back and forth, left, right, up, down, do all my aiming. It's now pushing on a stick this way, that way. I thought it was going to be really cool. And it wasn't until I started playing the game that I realized that while yes, the sensitivity is great, you barely move it. It's actually fast, responsive. It picks up on the small movements you make, it's nice. It makes it a little bit more realistic. But the only problem is whenever you get in a room full of people and you move your controller to the left, you aim to the left. Now, whenever you aim to the right, it goes to the right. But sometimes you have to kind of overcompensate because you have to go further than what you really should have. And what you'll notice whenever you aim your controller back at what should be center, at what you set at center at the beginning of the game, is no longer center. And it happens very often in the game. Now, they make it very easy to recenter it. It's not like you have to take and go into the start menu or anything. All you have to do is push up on the D-pad, and wherever you're aiming becomes the new center. But the problem is when you get in a room full of people and you're going back and forth and back and forth and up and down and you're going fast, you don't really have the time to have to worry about, hey, I've got to take and recenter my sights. It's not something you should have to worry about. But unfortunately, I don't believe that the DualShock 4, it's up to par for the sensitivity and how responsive and fast it is. But when it comes down to keeping track of what's center, due to the X and Y axis and the way they work, it's not quite up to par, I don't believe. Now, something that you will notice about the game is you saw the little shoot 'em all. They put kind of like little mini games in here so it doesn't get so monotonous. It gives you a little bit of variety in the game. But you also see these little yellow circles that keep on appearing on people. What that means is that's the person who's going to actually hit you next. Now, people might be shooting at you, but until a yellow circle appears on them, you won't get hit. Now, when a yellow circle appears, another yellow circle appears inside of them. As you can see at the back of the screen, there was another little yellow circle inside of the big circle. Now, whenever that little circle expands all the way and matches the outside diameter, that person will at that time shoot and hit you. So you have to keep an eye out for those people. That kind of gives you a heads up as to who to shoot at first. And cover is not something that they always give you an option. It'll show you whenever you have the option of cover, but it's not something that you always get to use. It's only in certain areas of the game. So you've got to be very conscious of what's going on, who's there, how much ammo you have before you reload. You've got to keep a very close eye on that. Now, something else the game uses is a lot of swiping motions. It uses the touchpad. You can see all the arrows. You have to keep on swiping and making sure that you keep up with it in order to perform certain functions. And that is actually in the game a lot. It's kind of annoying sometimes because what they go and do is his hair keeps on falling in front of his eyes. So you could be running along and all of a sudden hair falls in front of your eyes. You can't see a thing that's going on. So you have to swipe up, you have to swipe over, whatever, get the hair out of your face. And it gets kind of annoying sometimes. But the game is kind of based on a humorous tone, and something else that gets kind of annoying is right here you see this pops up. And that happens actually kind of randomly throughout the game. It's not just once in a while, it happens a decent amount. And you'll just go on all of a sudden, boom, a little pop-up appears and says something, and then it goes away. And the game is supposed to have a humorous tone to it, and I will admit, a lot of the lines are humorous. A lot of things they say are humorous. But I don't know how much I really want a whole entire first-person shooter based on that. Now, the second game, as you can see, is Strider. And it's another free demo. And rumor is that for the month of July, this is going to be one of the free PSN games. It's not been confirmed, but it is the rumor right now. Now, Strider, I was kind of debating at buying it in the past. It's, I believe, $14.99. By the way, Blue Estate is $15.99 if you're a PSN member. If not, it's $19.99. Now, Strider, though, I was debating on buying because, I I like buying different kinds of games, and I've kind of gotten into I kind of got to the point I actually like buying indie games. I'm not a when I first started playing them, I wasn't a big fan, but the more I play them, the more I actually like them. And my first impressions of this game weren't the greatest because, I mean, basically you can't block anything that's shot at you. All you can do is run back, forth, jump up, and swing your sword. So people shoot at you, you've got to avoid the bullets or run away or jump around. I mean, you don't have a whole lot of options, and it makes it kind of hard. And it wasn't until I started playing it a little bit more and I started learning a little bit more of a technique to avoiding it, you know, projectiles, that I actually started enjoying the game more. It's definitely not a bad game. I mean, I don't think for $14.99 that you're gonna get ripped off, but I would definitely wait to see if it comes out next month as the free game. I mean, it's always better to, you know, get it for free. But the game's actually not too bad. It's pretty decent. It's actually a game that if it's not free next month, I'll probably end up picking it up. And whenever you first play it, it's going to seem kind of just run, hack, and slash. I mean, as you can see, I'm just kind of running a straight line, swinging my sword, hitting everybody. These guys are pretty simple to take out. I have a feeling as you go, it's going to get much more complicated. You do get more abilities further on in the game. I mean, this is only a demo, so unfortunately I didn't have access to a lot of what's available in the game. You do get 2 upgrades. You get ability to slide, as you'll see a little bit later, and whenever you slide, you do attack whoever you're sliding into and do a little bit of damage, not a lot. And then you get the ability to charge up your sword and do a power swing. I don't remember what they call it. It's not power swing. It's a word that I just don't remember. And you know, it can break through shields. There's certain doorways that you need to have in order to access. Basically, it's like since your sword's charged, it's charging the generator or whatever you want to take and call it. Now right here, I run into an elite guard. Now these guys are a little bit harder to fight. It took me a second to figure out exactly how to go at him with his little teleportation that he does. Makes it a little bit harder, and learning his moves. But once I figured out his pattern and how he fights, it actually was easy to beat him, unless he hits you and he just kind of knocks you down. But he wasn't that bad. You just let him do his little swing go up and you just start beating the crap out of him. And you know, it gets a little monotonous, granted. Anybody who ever played God of War, you'll know what I'm talking about. I mean, you just kind of run and you just keep on hitting square, 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 X. I mean, you throw in a few different buttons every now and then. But it's basically, this is a hack and slash game. But it does actually seem pretty good. And like I said, for the price, I definitely don't think it's all that bad of a deal. So this is definitely a game that I think is worth checking out. At least go on the PSN store and try out the demo. It's free and you're not going to lose anything from it. That's all I can really say about either one of the games. Blue Estate, honestly, I will probably never end up buying that, just due to the fact that having to constantly recenter your crosshairs was really annoying and very inconvenient. And so if it wasn't for that, I would probably get it. I was enjoying it until I realized how often I had to reset the crosshairs. So that's a game I just will not get. Now, Strider, on the other hand, is a game that if it doesn't end up being free next month, I will probably end up getting this in the next couple months or so. It is definitely a game that is well worth looking into. It is fun, and it is interesting, and I want to see more of what's offered. They're talking of, you know, they kind of advertise a little bit as what you can get in the game. Yeah, I was having troubles with this guy for some reason. I was being stupid. Instead of charging my sword, I just kept on hitting the shield and bouncing around. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Your little charge move can end up being upgraded to do other things, like I believe it was burn and freeze and different abilities. Now here is the last boss of the demo. I won't spoil the whole entire thing, but honestly, he's not too hard. It is a little repetitive in how to beat him, because basically once you hit him a few times, you have to kind of go back through getting to his, I guess you could call it the sweet spot, his vulnerability. And once you get there, I mean, it's just kind of the same thing. But all in all, it's definitely a game I would check out. I invite everybody to come check out my Facebook page and to like it and follow me for more details, especially about the Destiny giveaway I'm doing. Also, come follow me on Twitch. I'll leave a link to both of those down in the description. Hope to see you guys on my Facebook page. Love to see you on Twitch. I definitely interact with my people. So, as I always say, come have fun with the Amish. Hope to see you guys soon.